if you are a business director and you're thinking about getting a car in the not too distant future, one thing to possibly consider is getting it by something called salary sacrifice, which you can do through your business. We are going to be talking through specifically for small business directors how you can do exactly that. There's a few ins and outs with it. So we're going to be going through everything from your point of view as a small business director. So just to introduce ourselves, we're from a business called Vehicle Consulting. We specialize in setting up salary sacrifice within businesses, big or small. My name's Tom. I'm the head of marketing at Vehicle Consulting. I'm joined by my colleague, Daniel. Daniel, could you just introduce yourself, please?
Hiya, I'm Daniel Castile. I'm a senior account manager. I look after businesses from between 1 to 200 employees. Some of my other colleagues look after larger companies. So we don't just do small companies, we do big and small.
Yep.
But I specialise in the companies up to 200 staff.
Yeah. So you deal with these small business directors every day of the week, don't you?
Day in, day out, it's very much my bread and butter.
Setting up salary sacrifice, right?
It's working out the best, most cost-effective way for business owners, directors of small to medium-sized businesses, the most cost-effective way for them to get their vehicles, if it's for them, their own vehicles, or vehicles for their staff.
Gotcha. Okay, so I'm going to be asking Daniel basically a load of questions about how it works. So feel free to comment if you're watching this live. If you're watching the recording of this, do comment still and we'll reply to that. If you want to book a call with Daniel, you can do that by scanning this QR code. That'll take you through, you choose a time and a date, and then we'll book a Teams call with Daniel. Anyway, Daniel, without further ado, can you explain to me briefly what is salary sacrifice?
So, just a very, very brief and simplified down example.
Yeah.
So, you want to go out and get a new car,
yep,
and you don't have any deposit to put down for it. You just want to pay equal amount every month for the car. Let's say that car costs £1,000 a month. That car you want, because you want a nice car. It's a Range Rover, or it's something of that nature, fancy BMW. To have that £1,000 as a business owner who pays himself £60,000, £70,000 a year, maybe 40% taxpayer, you're going to need to have earned £1,666 because you pay tax at 40%.
Yeah.
So to have that £1,000, you need to have actually earned £1,666. But why not pay for that £1,000 a month car with just £1,000?
And is that what
of your earnings?
Yeah, yeah.
Long and short of it, that's what we're doing with salary sacrifice.
Yeah.
The way it works out exactly with the numbers is you're paying a bit of company car tax because it's through the business, but you're not paying income tax. The business that you own and you pay yourself through is saving some national insurance contributions, because to pay you £1,000, it costs them £1,000 to pay you, and £138 national insurance. They can save that, pass that back into you. That will more than cover what your company car tax is. So your buying power of your earnings, £1,000 of earnings is now giving you effectively £1,000 of buying power. Whereas previously, £1,000 of buying power, you needed to earn £1,666. Long and short of it, what you're doing is you're cutting out the tax man.
Gotcha. Okay. And this, you're leasing a car, is that right?
The business is leasing a car,
yep,
giving it to you to use as your personal car.
Okay. And let's just talk about what type of cars you can do through salary sacrifice. Is it, I mean, you see everywhere electric car salary sacrifice.
It's electric cars and it's plug-in hybrid.
Okay.
I must stress the word plug-in.
Yeah,
yeah. In there. They're the cars that work financially.
And why is it that they work specifically for those ones?
It's all to do with benefit in kind taxation.
Is that the company car tax?
Company car tax is benefit in kind taxation. The government sets how much it's going to tax you for having certain cars, and it decides the rate it's going to tax you at is down to how environmentally friendly it is. Cars with zero emissions, so electric cars, have a slightly higher rate of taxation, but it's still going to work in terms of saving you money.
Okay, so I mean, the question is it actually worth it? So I've got a few different ways of getting a car that business directors might do. Let's compare it to those. So the first one is getting a company car, or buying a car through your business. Is it doing it that way?
So if you already have a company car, you already have an electric company car, you've done that for your own tax purposes, you are in effect in a salary sacrifice situation.
Okay.
Because you as a business owner could say, well, actually, I'm not going to have that company car the business is paying for anymore. I'm just going to pay myself some more money instead. But what you've chosen is to have the car rather than paying yourself a bit more money. You're already doing salary sacrifice.
Okay.
So if you currently are giving yourself an electric car through the business, you are already doing salary sacrifice.
Okay, so that's kind of like, it's basically the same thing. Now, what about compared to leasing it personally? How does it compare to that price-wise?
So, leasing a car personally, you're paying for that with your taxed money because you're paying for it out of your own bank account. You're going to pay for the insurance out of your own bank account with your tax money and your maintenance as well. Plus, also, you're paying less.
Okay, right. So it's, I mean, versus straight personal leasing, it's no contest.
On an electric
basically.
car and a plug-in hybrid car,
Yeah.
if you're a business owner, you are leasing that personally, you are throwing your money away.
Okay.
And speak to your accountant. Don't listen to me. Go and speak to your accountant and just say, I'm looking at an electric car, plug-in hybrid car. Have things changed? Should I be putting through the business? And they will say yes. If they don't say yes, then they'll phone me and let me come and explain it to them.
Okay.
But they should be saying yes to you.
Okay.
Because it's going to be more tax efficient.
Okay. Now, another really popular way of getting a car is by getting a car on PCP. It might be through a dealership, for example. How does it compare to that?
Again, that's a personal thing that you're doing. You're paying for the car with your already taxed money. There, you're paying interest on it, but you're paying for it with your taxed money. No matter what discount you might be able to try and negotiate, or it's a used car, most business owners are paying tax at a 40% tax rate. You're never negotiating a 40% discount off anything.
Yeah, well, the funny thing is, we've done quite a bit of research into this, haven't we? Where we choose a car, getting it new through salary sacrifice is often cheaper than getting a used one on PCP.
It's pretty much, you come up with a car, you use a message and go, 3-year-old, this, that, or the other. I'll show you the electric equivalent. You tell me how many miles you do. You send me what your insurance is going to be for that car and what the cost of a service is and a set of tyres for it over 3 years. And I'll show you how you can save money having a brand new electric car of an identical ilk.
Okay, I mean,
if you're really, really anti-electric cars and you go, I don't want one for whatever reason that is, maybe a plug-in hybrid work for you. That's still going to work more efficiently.
Yeah, and you said the other day you'd have to be pretty ardently, absolutely anti-electric to not consider a hybrid, a plug-in hybrid even.
I think most people, if they're going, you know what, this is a financial decision. I need to be able to get around. I need to get to and from work. I need to pick up the children. I need to go on holiday. I need to do this stuff, and I want to do it in the most cost-effective way as possible. Then every car dealership now, you can have a test drive. I'd say 80% of people that have never driven an electric car go and get an electric car, drive it, and come out and go, wow, that was mega, that.
Yeah,
I know you
tried a Tesla.
You've never driven an electric car before, had you?
No.
And you had the Tesla and you thought...
It was pretty wild.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
It's up until 18 months ago, I hadn't driven an electric car. Now, you have to pry it out of my cold dead hands.
Okay, let's talk about, I mean, are business directors actually going for this? Is it popular with business directors specifically?
Yeah, but it's let's face it, if you own your own business and you're a director of business, chances are it's because you understand stuff and more. Probably derogatory to employees because I'm an employee, but usually you're more astute financially and aware. You know what tax is. You aren't the kind of person that doesn't look at their payslip and they just see what's gone in their bank. They actually understand what those numbers are and where they've come from, because if you're running a business, you're doing that for your whole business all the time. You're looking at ways of saving money for your business. That's what running a business is. This is a way of saving money for your business because you're saving it for yourself.
Yeah.
which you can reinvest that money in your business, can't you?
Is the reason it's so popular amongst directors not only that the directors generally understand how it works, but also because business directors tend to be high earners, and,
Yeah,
and it works
and it's
best for them.
tax.
Yeah,
It's that's the reason. I David Attenborough and Chris Packham might not thank me for saying this, but most people are not making this decision on an altruistic basis.
Yeah.
It's a financial decision. Then they realise the other benefits of the cars are great. They cost less to run as well. They're a load of fun.
Yeah.
They're a lot quicker off the lights. All the tech in them's mega. They're really easy to drive. You don't ever have to go to a petrol station again because you just plug them in overnight on your drive. They're the benefits that are alongside the fact that you're saving the money on the tax.
Okay, and now, is it just for business directors? Say a business director is watching this, they've got some staff. Is it going to be available to the staff as well?
Yeah, so having these schemes for your staff, you can provide them with a cost-free benefit to your business. So it's not costing you anything extra, but you can give them the opportunity to effectively get a very cut price car.
Yeah.
It isn't going to cost you business anything to set up.
Is that because the staff pay for it out of their salary?
Yeah, because whatever it costs to lease the car for your business, you then are taking off their gross salary.
Yeah.
They equalise each other out in terms of cost to your business, but in terms of what they're seeing as a reduction in how much in their take-home pay, when we look at the car they're getting and they go and compare, well, that money per month, what could I get for that money per month? Could I get one of those? Absolutely, no, you couldn't.
Okay. If a business director was considering getting it, some just want it for themselves, which is fair enough. Some want to open it up.
Try it out for yourself first. I mean, absolutely. Most of these schemes that I start with companies starts off with the big boss, an FD, an MD, an operations director, a sales director sees one of these videos, goes, yeah, I've been thinking about that because I've currently got a BM 330 D, and I know I'm paying a lot of company car tax. Maybe I'll go and get a BMW i4 now for it, save myself some company car tax, because you're acutely aware of how much you pay it. And then it organically grows into other members, being made available to other members of staff inside your business. It's a great benefit to give people.
Okay, the burning question for people who might consider opening it up to their staff is, what happens if a staff member gets a car and then leaves the business?
So that's where you have early termination protection. So again, the cost of that protection is paid for by the staff member, but what it means is that if your staff member leaves because they resign, or if you have to leave them for
whatever reason,
the car is just returned without penalty.
Okay, so it's kind of that's pretty. It reduces the risk quite.
Risk mitigation.
Exactly.
It's a big thing. Most businesses see three potential areas of risk when it comes to getting a vehicle for a member of staff. Number one, what happens if they leave? Well, we have early termination protection that can cover that for them. Number two, what happens if they do a load more miles than they thought they were going to do? And there's a big excess mileage bill at the end. Again, we have a system and process in place to deal with that, which is we check every few months how many miles they're doing. If they've done a lot more miles in their contract, we get that contract rewritten to the correct mileage, make the adjustment, and we adjust the amount of deduction so that you've mitigated that risk down tremendously.
Okay, so
and the final one is any damage to the vehicle, and that's the one you can't really cover. But that's why maybe you want to say every 6 months the car comes in, and you check and you go.
But that's standard however you lease a car, though, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, let's talk about the way you do salary sacrifice, how you deal with your clients, because, I mean, you deal with business directors with small and medium businesses. What do you actually do?
So there's a few companies out there that do similar things to us. What they just do is they just go, here's a website, and you can click on some cars, and you can click on some mileages, and you can just pick your car off here, and that's it. Thanks very much. We'll take our money, and we'll deliver you a car, and we might throw in a charger into it. I don't do that because I don't think that's the best way of doing it for people.
People want to. It's hard to understand. People want advice on it generally, don't they?
Yeah, I want to help people get the right car for them. Maybe an electric car is absolutely the right car, but there's there's a question that they've never had answered.
Mhm.
That when you answer it, go, do you know what? Electric car absolutely does work for me.
Mhm.
I can save a lot of money that way. But they were unsure. They've never spoken to someone. They didn't want to ask a question. They thought maybe it's a silly question, or maybe they just assume, but it is only electric cars and they can't have an electric car, but a plug-in hybrid would absolutely work for them. They might not know all the cars that are in the marketplace, because I do this every day. I know about all this stuff because I sit there just reading everything because I'm dull like that, because I'm a married man with 3 kids. So I know about all this stuff. It's what
Yep.
I live and breathe.
Okay.
So ask me questions.
Yeah.
I'll answer them. And I'm not attached to any one particular brand or any one particular car.
Okay.
I just want to find you the right car
Yeah.
for you. And I don't want to sell you the most expensive car.
Mhm.
I want to do the car that saves you the most money, that's the most cost effective for you. That's where I get the most enjoyment from my job. Doing the right job
Yep.
is where we find the cheapest car that meets your needs, that saves you the most money.
Mhm.
That's what I want to do.
So if people want to,
Being given access to a website with some drop downs on
Yeah.
doesn't do any of that.
okay, so if people, you speak to people on the phones, talk them through it,
Yeah.
have Teams
We
calls,
talk.
things like that.
We talk, they tell me what they need,
Okay.
and I come up with ideas, and then offers will come out, and it might not be right now, but a deal might come out on a car they particularly liked.
Yeah. Would you say that businesses who have maybe got a salary sacrifice scheme where they have got access to a portal, they can see other cars? Would you say that business directors in particular actually prefer this situation where they're talking to someone like
absolutely. I mean, I'm currently sorting out with one who has access to an online system.
you? A competitor.
In his words, we are double-digit percentages cheaper
Okay. Well, that's always good.
than them. And when he told me the things he was looking at, I came up with some other suggestions, and we've now found a totally out of left field vehicle because we had a conversation. Because actually, we looked at the entire family dynamic.
Yeah.
It's a 2-car household.
Yeah.
Actually, maybe his car isn't the one to change right now. His partner's was.
Okay.
He's going to save a good amount of money by using us. But I think we all want a human touch
Yep.
as well. But no website with drop-down clicks is going to give you advice.
No, exactly. Okay. So, I mean, you talked about the price brief there being slightly cheap or significantly cheaper than the big name out there. We won't name it, but one of our big competitors. I mean, how do your prices that you get your clients compare to the other big salary sacrifice brands out there, realistically?
So I'm being told by when I do quotes for people, I'm double-digit percentages cheaper. I'm considerably cheaper. And when someone adds that up, what it is per month, and they go, right, we'll times that by 36 because it's a 3-year contract, and they go, that's several £1,000s. That's a nice holiday.
Okay.
It's a chunk of money people are saving here.
And how do you get that lower price then?
So I think this is where we're fundamentally different from the other provider in the marketplace. Because we're a leasing broker, that's what we have been for over 20 years at the core of our heart. We shop around with all the different suppliers of the cars and all the different banking groups and look for the cheapest price for that car. Now, our competitors have one supplier and one banking group. Now, if you're looking at a holiday, if you're looking for a car, chances are you go on a comparison site.
Yeah, exactly.
And you go on, you're looking at the same I've been doing myself. You're looking at hotels in Paris for 2 nights. And you'll go on and you'll put in your parameters about what you're looking for, and different websites got different prices, and some of them show you. Some of them are comparison sites of comparison sites.
Right, yeah.
And they show you this hotel is this amount here, this amount here, this amount here. If you just went onto the website of the hotel or just one of the comparison sites, you'd probably think I'd be paying more for it. We are the comparison site of the comparison site, so to say, in that sense. We have been and shopped. Best price on the car, best finance rates for you. And then that's what we offer to you.
Okay, so do other competitors just have, for example, one finance provider?
Yeah, they'll be underwritten.
Yeah.
at a certain level by one finance provider.
Okay.
And they'll have a supply agreement with each one of the manufacturers at a set rate. And in order to advertise on a website at a particular price that lasts all year long, they have to go high with the pricing.
Yeah.
Because they're having to take into account, well, interest rates might rise. The price of the cars might rise.
Yeah.
The cost of maintenance might
Okay.
rise.
Yeah, yeah.
So they're having to go up and above
Mhm.
what it can be
Mhm.
to ensure that they aren't having to change it all the time.
Gotcha. Okay, but you can basically, people can phone you up and say, Daniel, what's good? What's a good price at the moment?
It's what a leasing broker does.
Yeah.
It's what we do. It's
Yeah.
what I've done for a decade.
I think a lot of people think that, oh, you're just a broker. As if, I see it as a dirty word, but if it's going to be cheaper,
People,
then what's wrong? What's wrong
businesses
with
go
that?
to an insurance broker
Exactly.
to get their company's insurance. They might go to an energy broker for who supplies electricity
Mhm.
for their business. They don't regard them as a dirty word. They regard it as, I don't know this market. This isn't my field of expertise. I don't know how to go and look, and I don't have access to that.
Yep.
Go to the people that have the access. We have to remember is, if you're a business looking for 3 cars
Mhm.
on a 3-year contract, to a potential supplier, you are 3 cars in 3 years. We do hundreds and thousands of cars. Our purchasing power is far greater than you as an individual can obtain.
So you can get a better price that way as well.
Yeah.
Okay, no worries. Let's talk about cars and what people are actually going for, specifically what small business directors are in general. What's popular
So,
with salary sacrifice?
sacrifice. Porsche Taycan, Porsche Macan.
Yep.
Electrics, 2% benefit in kind for that. Tesla, new Tesla Model 3.
Mhm.
Super improvement on the last model. I had the last model. Really good friend of mine who might be watching. It's just in his new version, Model 3. Adores it. His son thinks it's mega.
It's a cool car. What about more fancy cars?
So, Range Rover Sport plug-in hybrid, Range Rover plug-in hybrid, 5% benefit in kind. Your accountant used to tell you, I don't put that through the business.
Yeah.
Benefit in kind's massive on that. No. Lease that personally, claim back mileage.
Yeah.
Now,
That was on the diesels, wasn't it?
yeah.
Yeah.
Now, your accountant should be saying to you, no. Plug-in hybrid, 5% benefit in kind, take it through the business, reclaim half back the VAT on the lease, or the VAT on the maintenance.
Mhm.
There, offset it against your tax. Even if you pay yourself in dividends, we'll do that calculation for you of what the dividend offset would be. I'll do that. I do that dozens of times a day as well for someone that pays themselves maybe a lower salary but a chunk of dividends.
Yep.
I'll help you work out that.
What?
Send your accountant. He verifies. Yeah, that's the way we do it to make it cost neutral to the business.
Okay, so even if you pay yourself in dividends, this can still work.
I have loads of clients that when I say, how do you pay yourself? I pay myself the minimum 12,570 in salary, and the rest in dividends.
Gotcha, but you can
You still pay tax on your dividends. If you pay yourself more, if you pay yourself over £50,000 a year, you're still paying 30% tax on those dividends.
So what do your clients do in that case if they pay themselves in dividends?
We basically produce a schedule of offset. So you basically say, right, the business is going to spend this on the car for you. Right, how much? Because it's on balance sheet. Right, how much corporation tax will be saved? Because if you put a car that's going to be £15,000, it's a fancy Range Rover, and it's included insurance, and it's included the maintenance. 15 grand for you. That £15,000 comes off your profit and loss. So you're now not paying corporation tax at 20% on that £15,000. That's a direct saving you've already made because you pay yourself your dividends after corporation tax.
Okay, so it can work if you pay yourself.
And then that 33% maybe that you're paying is your tax rate on your dividends. By the time you add those savings up, it's the same kind of savings we're talking about as if you were paying yourself through a PAYE.
Yeah, exactly.
It's all about making sure that it's cost neutral to the business. What's it going to physically cost you in terms of your after-tax money that you've got? Gotcha.
Just going back to cars, BMW, what have they got that works on salary sacrifice?
BMW, there's a couple of model refreshes right now. So the BMW i4 is going through a bit of a facelift, but BMW have got a great range of vehicles out there. You've got i4, you've got i5, you've got i7 in saloons. If you want an estate, you've got i5 Touring. You've got a great range of SUVs. You've got iX1, 2, 3, iX.
What about if you aren't quite ready for electric, you fancy going plug-in hybrid?
So plug-in hybrid, you've got Audi, you've got BMW.
Is it the 330e?
330e, you've got 550. I think it's 550 as well. You've got plug-in hybrid options that are out there. When it comes to all electric, there's some great deals right now. Mercedes EQA, that's what I'm driving right now. You've got EQB, you've got EQE coming through on deals.
Can I just ask you, what are people generally going for? More electric or a plug-in hybrid?
I'm finding they start talking about plug-in hybrid because they go, "Oh, I'm not quite sure if I'm ready for electric." Once a month, I do a journey of 230 miles. We run numbers, we run through the tax situation on it. We look at what is realistic in terms of range. We look at that journey that they do, and they get electric.
Okay. A lot of people are suspicious that we push electric because we're kind of paid by electric car companies or something like that. Is that the case?
It'd be fantastic if we were. With the exception of Tesla, BYD, there are very few companies that are only electric. Fisker's disappeared from the marketplace. It's undergoing some financial issues right now, which I haven't talked about Fisker, just because there's a high degree of uncertainty about what's going to happen with that business. So Tesla do not pay us to promote Tesla. Because Tesla don't pay anyone to promote Tesla.
Exactly.
That's why the media companies hate them, because they don't advertise.
But you aren't under the influence of any particular car brand, are you?
Of all the things I've ever been under the influence of a car brand is not one of them.
Well, that is fantastic to know. So thank you very much for that, Daniel. Let's talk about what you actually need in terms of a business to actually set up Salary Sacrifice. Do you need to bring in a certain amount of money, for example?
You just need to be a business that's got really a set of filed accounts and is a business that, if you're going out there and doing any form of lending, be in a financial position to do that. So if you're a limited company with filed accounts, your bank statements are all right, you're not loss making, then you can do this, because the cost to your business is effectively zero. You're paying for the cars, you're saving on your wage bill.
What about if you aren't a limited business? Say you're a sole trader, but you might bring in a decent amount of money. Will it work?
Sole trader will still work. Obviously, if you're VAT registered with regards to, there is some VAT that you can reclaim. It's obviously more efficient if you are VAT registered.
But the key thing is that your business needs to be able to bear the cost of the car still.
Yeah.
Okay, no worries. So what should people do if they want to get in touch with you?
So there's a link on the video. It's a little QR code that's up there. Go on there and just book an appointment with me for a Teams call. We'll have a chat. No question is stupid. On there, I'm there to answer questions. I'm not there to do a sales pitch for you. I'm there for you to any questions that you've got that I've not answered in this.
If people book a call with you, are they obliged to then get a car?
No, absolutely not. There is something that's free in life, and it's advice. And this is free advice. I'm not a solicitor. I'm not going to send you a bill for half an hour of my time. If you start telling me your situation and it's not for you, I'll tell you. I'll say this I don't think works for you, because I don't want to waste your time. I'm here anyway. I'm employed to be here anyway. So I'm going to be here to take your call. If you've got questions, if you think it's just one question, send us a message, ask the question. If you'd like a little bit more of a chat and stuff, book a call.
Yes, perfect. Okay, so you can do that by book a call by scanning this QR code here, choose a time and date, book a call with Daniel. You can find Daniel on LinkedIn. If you search for Daniel Castile, you will find him on there. I'll put the links in the description if you're watching a recording of this as well. So if you have any questions, just either message Daniel on LinkedIn or book a call. Thank you very much for watching. Comment any questions if you do have them. We'll still get back to you if you're watching the recorded version of this. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you, Daniel. And we hope you have a good day.